Bias tape is available ready-made in solid colors in both single fold and double fold. It is also possible to make your own bias tape in the fabric of your choice. Bias binding is made from bias tape. Use bias binding to cover the raw edges of quilts, pot holders, and aprons. Single fold bias tape can also be used for embellishing a project. How to make bias tape. Following the manufacturer's instructions for the bias tool, cut bias strips of fabric the width needed. Cut the number of strips needed for your project. Allow extra for piecing as necessary. Join the strips diagonally to the length needed. Single fold bias tape. Insert the pieced strip of fabric, right side down, through the wide end of the bias tool. Pull the end of the fabric strip out the narrow end of the tool. When the fabric strip exits the narrow end of the tool, pin the end to the pressing surface. Pull on the tool and allow the side edges of the fabric strip to fold over. Press the folded fabric strip as it exits the narrow end of the tool to create single fold bias tape. How to attach bias tape. Unfold the bias tape on the narrow side and pin the long raw edge to the unfinished edge of the project, right sides together. Ease the tape around any curved edges and pin. Begin stitching approximately 3 inches from the end of the pinned bias tape. Stitch on the pressed line closest to the raw edges. Remove the pins as you come to them. Miter any corners. Continue stitching around the edges. As you approach the beginning of the bias tape strip, fold the starting end over the edge of the project, creating a diagonal fold. Finger press. Place the end of the bias tape strip over the beginning and stitch approximately 1 to 2 inches beyond the diagonal fold. Trim the excess bias tape strips even with the edges of the project. Fold the bias tape over the raw edges so it just covers the stitching line on the back side, and pin. Stitch in the ditch of the seam line or top stitch along the inner edge to secure in place. Remove the pins as you come to them.